Okay, coming to the title of the story, we find that this picture shows, though I have created this myself in order to show my feelings, basically. It has, welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to do the analysis of Bingo, a short story about Pakistani military in 1971. This has been written by Tariq Rahman. He is a famous Pakistani academic scholar, that is a researcher. He is a newspaper columnist. He is a writer of many books, and many of his books have been published in the field of linguistics. He belongs to Lahore, Pakistan, and he has been awarded many national and international awards for his research and scholarly work. So, among these awards are for the Fulbright Scholarship in 1995, and then he received the Pride of Performance Award in 2004, which is given from the President of Pakistan's side. Then he was also appointed as the director of National Institute of Pakistan Studies in Quaid-e-Azam University, where he later became a professor emeritus. And in 2009, he received a Lifetime Achievement Award from HEC. Then he served in various prestigious institutions of Pakistan, including National Institute of Psychology in Qaid-e-Azam, then Beacon House National University, then the University of Azad Kashmir. He also received Sitara Imtiaz, which is the Star of Distinction, which is the highest civilian award for any Pakistani. And then it was not only him who received the awards, his books also received many awards for Best Book of the Year award by UBL Bank for Pakistan's wars on May 25, 2024. Then he received another award, Best Book Award for Interpretations of Jihad in South Asia. And he was also elected as the fellow of the Pakistan Academy of Sciences. So he is a multi-talented person, and the writing like Bingo can only be expected from such a learned person, such a talented person as Tariq Rahman. The date of publication of this book, this story is the 1970s. Plot type is linear. We start from the life of PMA, that's Safir and Jasur, they led, and then we come to know how they joined their unit, and then the tensions between India and Pakistan, and then we reach a proper conclusion. The sub-genre of this narrative, short fictional narrative, is realistic fiction. It is telling a, or you can also call it historical fiction, both historical fiction as well as realistic fiction. So because it is telling us about a real incident, that is the fall of Dhaka in 1971, where the two parts of Pakistan, they divided. They were physically divided. They were geographically divided earlier through the Radcliffe Award. However, now they the that that bond that existed between them, the emotional bond, the psychological bond that existed between them, that also broke. uh, Coming to the setting of the story, it's Pakistan Military Academy, and we come to know about the rigorous training that the cadets receive in a PMA, where they have to obey every order that is given to them, whether they have to they have to walk during the night, whether they have to they you know walk in, as I mentioned here, they have to do frog jumps. Sometimes they had to put on underwears and walk in the snow or jump in the snow. So at that time it seemed that the trainers were had sadistic pleasure you know, in making these cadets traumatized, because the different activities that are done there, they are basically um, with the purpose of training the cadets properly, to prepare them for every harsh condition that they could face in life. Then we have the setting. In the setting, we have East and West Pakistan. First of all, we have West Pakistan, where both Safir and Tajasur, they are sent to Punjab regiment, where that is West Pakistan, and both of them were deployed there. And at that time the tension had started to brew. However, we come to know that it is later only that this tension it intensifies, and that brings Safir to the West Pakistan, sorry, East Pakistan, that is Bangladesh, now Bangladesh, where we find the whole war. A proper war. First of all, it started with the killing of the civilians, and then it became a proper war, ending with the establishment of Bangladesh and a surrender of Pakistan. Coming to the characters of the story, we have got Safir. Mainly, we have two characters. The rest of them are minor characters. And they are there to add to the story only. So they develop the story. They help in, making making the story, making the plot stronger. So we have got two characters. One of them is Safir Ahmed, the other one is Tajasurullah. And both these characters are important because they are representative of their sides of Pakistan. So and it is around whose relationship the whole story is built. So Safir Ahmed, he is a round character. We come to know, though he is very stern in his discipline, he is very strict about his rules. However, we find that he's a round character. He knows how to adjust in different settings. uh, he is symbolic. Safir is symbolic of West Pakistan. West Pakistan, who, in order to get their interest, who exploited East Pakistan, and this exploitation ultimately led to the secession of Bangladesh. We find that he believes that whatever he says is always right. So he's a confident young man. Whatever decisions he takes, he does not like the attitude that the Jasur has. He does not like the attitude that the punishments they have to undergo because of the Jasur. Though he's confident, yet he's stern. He's very strict in his discipline. He doesn't want to. He neither suffers because of himself, nor does he want others to suffer because of him. He is the narrator of the story. This story, the of Bingo, we come to know it is through his character, through the development of his thoughts, that the the readers also progress with him. And we come to know about his emotions. We come to know about the emotions of the attitudes he has towards various things, especially towards the Jasur. We come to know about the his opinions, and it seems as if you are growing with Safir. Now that is yet to be answered, whether you are growing with Safir or you are deteriorating with Safir. Because Safir, though he is, because he's a typical army officer, he is bound to follow the commandments that he receives from his seniors. But we find a very important point in his character, that he uh, does not value humanity. uh, First of all, he is emotionally and psychologically against the Jasur. However, with the passage of time, he turns physically against him or his country. So that is yet to be decided, if whatever he did was right or wrong, and he himself is confused as well. Till the end of the story, we do not find we find him as silent. We realize that his he is confused about his whole confused about his situation, whether whatever he did was right or wrong. He's intellectually superior. We come to know that he has, after passing out, Safir. He got the fifth position, which is a real honor for a young boy like him. And he is among those people, it has been mentioned in the story, who are, in my book, it's page 135. He says that very few people have the honor of being class 1 officers of the government at the age of 19 or 20. They became independent at a very young age. So he considered himself very lucky, and not only himself, but the people who passed out with him. And for him, the rank of second lieutenant was a real honor, because he had all the all the more he had the opportunity to represent his country, and which is an award at this stage. He's a very practical person. He adjusts according to the situation. We find that in PMA, he doesn't like the nonchalant attitude of the Jasur. We come to know that he's very serious. He opts for infantry. Infantry is the that force in the military who fight on the front, who are not just planning, they practically fight. So that is why he was compelled to go to East Pakistan as well. And then when he is having a conversation with Major Saifur Rahman, the person who had an interview with him, And that interview was basically a trial. So he says that I am Major Saifur Rahman of the Bangladesh Army. We find that he is stunned. Safir is stunned. He is astonished that why is he saying that he belongs to Bangladesh Army and why not East Pakistan Army. So he is in a fix. However, he tries to keep his emotions in control. He doesn't let his emotions be revealed to an enemy, and this is very practical. And he realizes that because he is in front of the Bangladesh army, not the Pakistan army, he is never going to be forgiven. And it is only due to the this emotional person Tajasur that he gets his life back. Unfortunately, or the irony is that he lives and Tajasur dies. So yes, he's very practical and logical. However, we find that like a typical uh, army officer, he does not express his feelings because for these army officers, expressing feelings means the acceptance of that they are giving their weakness to the other person. And you would find many army officers like that. They cannot express properly. Then we find that he's a typical army officer. Not only because of that, he's disciplined. He does not like to get involved in petty things. He doesn't like to make small talks. He is a very he's purely uh, an army officer, like an officer should be. And then he has uh, that feeling of patriotism as well. However, if you compare him to Tajasur, he is also Tajasur is also patriotic. However, his patriotism shifts from the duty towards Pakistan to the duty towards Bangladesh, and that is why he joins. He becomes a representative of East Pakistan. With Safir, we also find that he's confused about his identity, in the sense that why the army officer, that is Major Saifur Rahman, he is talking about why is he saying that I am from the Bangladesh army and not from Pakistan army. Because for him these were the rebels, they were the traitors, and the traitors had to they had to be condemned to death. Whereas here Safir is facing death and Major Saifur Rahman is there to decide his fate. Coming to Tajasurullah, Tajasur is basically he's again a round character. We find that he adjusts according to the situations very easily. With PMA, he doesn't take PMA very seriously. He enjoys as well. He makes the others enjoy as well. And Tajasur, because he was the roommate of Safir, he often led to very embarrassing situations. Safir to face many embarrassing situations, and Tajasur for him, the day tasks that had to be done at PMA, or the activities that were being carried out in the PMA, sometimes they became very easy, because because he had friendship with the people around, and many of his seniors, or many of his trainers, they were impressed with him. So he's a happy-go-lucky sort. And then we find that it is the attitude of West Pakistan that compels him, and we come to know about this attitude in the meeting that he has with the seniors. That is when they join the unit, where the Jasur speaks up, and he says that it is not we who are wrong. It is not the East Pakistan who is wrong. Rather, we are the wronged. We are being wronged against. We are being compelled to react. And that shocks the his seniors. And he in my book, this is page 136, where it's the very start of the page, where people are the commanding officer, CO, he's making fun of the people, some veterans, some officers who have retired. And he says that, yes, yes, that is wonderful, replied the CEO. Though they are short statured people, they don't seem to be a martial race. Here we come to know that the Jasur would not have reacted unless his race, that is, people belonging to East Pakistan, had been uh, treated as a normal human being. We find that the differences are were so deeply ingrained in the people, that these officers from West Pakistan, they do not they do not refrain from making fun of their own people. Now, and what is the what this attitude is really very difficult to bear, because the Jasur, he is hurt by the comment of the CEO. And no one would have reacted in this way, because the Jasur is not he is not anybody. He is the Jasur. He is, even his name is, we don't find meaning for the Jasur. So he says that yeah, there are no martial races. And when he says this thing, he- everyone in that meeting, they that's basically a dinner time. We find that they start looking at the Jasur, and nobody had expected that the Jasur would ever react in that way. So then he says, people are forced to fight when they are exploited and transgressed against. It is only Tajasur who can say this. We keep on bearing the traumas, we keep on bearing the tragedies, we keep on bearing the cruelties that are incurred upon us, and we remain quiet. Here, the Jasur is representative of the whole of East Pakistan, and he says that we have been exploited, our rights have been trampled on. And then he says, and bravery is good only if it is used in a just cause. Yes, you have to use bravery. You have to Bravery in an officer is a plus. However, you cannot use bravery to succumb your own people, to make your own people surrender. If it is used to oppress, it is evil. So he says that bravery, which is a very positive quality, it becomes evil if you are suppressing others. And others are no other people, they are people of your own caste, they are people of your own religion, they are people of your land. How can you suppress them? How can you uh, turn against them? And we find that there is a pin drop silence in the room, and then the CEO looks as if he has been struck by lightning. And the whole meal, he did not reply. His face is reddened and everything. And everyone blames the Jasur for being so direct. But this is what his opinion is, because he is representing his part of Pakistan, and he says that I merely expressed my opinion. And the other senior, that is the adjutant, he says that, but your damned idiotic opinion, you bloody tit of a second lieutenant, don't you dare utter a squeak when your seniors are talking, okay? Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. And then he uh, is punished. He is made in charge of the orderlies. Orderlies are the serve are basically those soldiers from the lower ranks who are appointed to serve the officers. So we find that the Jasur is the one who spoke. He just spoke once, whereas the trauma through which the East Pakistanis had been, that cannot we because we have not been through that trauma, we cannot understand what compelled the Jasur to speak. Symbolically, we come to know that the Jasur, because he is quietened for almost 24 years, East Pakistan had been quietened and they had been quiet. But when they react, see, when something crosses your tolerance level, you cannot blame the other person for reacting. He's called a sissy, and um, we find that uh, this is very, he's considered to be a bingo or a sissy. He is also ostracized as well. Then he is ostracized, he's marginalized, he's called bingo, he's called sissy. And sissy means that this man had feminine qualities. So how can you say that? How can you be so blunt? But that is not just being blunt, it is being prejudiced to the extent that for you, a person who is different from you, he is not to be considered as a normal human being. We find that he's very outspoken and bitter. When he does speak, he keeps on tolerating, and but when he speaks, he is compelled to speak in a very he's compelled to speak bluntly. And when he speaks, you are hurt. He says that it is you, the people from West Pakistan, who have taken away our rights, and we are compelled to speak because of you, we are compelled to fight because of you. You have exploited us. You have been all the technicalities, all the problems, that the issues that were occurring at that time could not be discussed in this story. But these two sentences are enough to show you that East Pakistan had been exploited by West Pakistan. we find that he is loyal both to his family and to his country. When he realizes things are getting out of control, he just leaves without saying anything, because he knew that if he said anything, he is going to be punished more. And for him, maybe the punishment is not, this physical punishment is not that traumatic as the punishment, the constant psychological trauma he is facing because of the prejudice that exists in West Pakistan. He loves his family, and he loves his friend as well. He would never have come to save Safir if he did not love him. We find that he brings Safir to his home. Now, this is an honor when you bring someone to your home. And then we come to know that he is, he treats Safir very nicely, like a typical host. So he's treated with fish and rice and chocolates and everything. Then we come to know that he's a patriotic as well, because he is representative of East Pakistan. He speaks on the behalf of East Pakistan, and again, that is not accepted by the West people from West Pakistan. He says that when he brings Safir to his home, he does not start to have um, uh, a feud with them. He does not start to have a dispute with them. He brings Safir, and then he says that this is my family, Safir. You'll have to stay here till I can send you back to where you belong. So he doesn't say, he doesn't take the name of Pakistan. So the Jasur had been so tolerant, so enduring, that he says that he could have taken his revenge, but he says that I'm going to send you to Pakistan when it's the right time. However, Safir is, he's impulsive. He says that, why don't you send me soon? Why don't you send me right now? He says that it's impossible. The Jasur says it's impossible. Actually, this area is now under the joint command of the Indian and the Bangladesh army. So here we find that there was the involvement of the Indian army as well, because the Bangladesh army was not a very established army. Now again, that shows the bias as well, the prejudice as well. They were not given many chances to build a proper army by West Pakistan. So he says that you don't understand, the Jasur says that you don't understand the condition. The war is coming to an end. So Pakistan is going to surrender, and Pakistan will have to bear the consequences of constantly exploiting the eastern Pakistan. Then we come to know that the Jasur, he loves to joke as well, and that is very important, because he has led a very, he was leading a very traumatic life, and the emotional trauma, which later turned out to be the physical trauma as well, the mental trauma. So all these traumas, maybe he tries to forget all those traumas, or all the ostracization, or the marginalization, or the segregation. He just forgets everything in jokes. Then we have, coming to the next point, that is the narrative perspective. There's a very important point that Tajasur, he does not show any sort of identity crisis. We find that he is completely relaxed from being a Pakistani to being a Bangladeshi, because he was very sure of whom to take sides, whereas Safir was confused who was right and who was wrong. And Tajasur, he was direct. He knew that he is going to, he knew that he is going to take sides of the that geographical land to which he belongs. Coming to the narrative perspective, the narrative perspective is first person narrative, which the story is being told to us from the perspective of Safir, and this has been done to add a touch of reality to the story. And it seems as if the reader can also associate himself with the whole scenario. And we are also confused like Safir. We are also confused like the West Pakistan, whether they were right or wrong. Coming to the themes of the story, first, the basic theme is, as the title says, that the tensions between East and West Pakistan. West Pakistan had exploited East Pakistan for years, for almost 24 years, and then they had to fight for freedom. And the same tensions we can see in the relationship between Safir and Tajasur. We find that uh, uh, when Tajasur speaks up, Safir is totally shocked. He does not realize the condition of his friend. So that is also very interesting, that how can a person be so insensitive to his friend. Then we have the social injustice, which leads to inequity, uh, which leads us to the secession of Bangladesh, of East Pakistan. And the social injustice is shown through the right through the title as well. Bingo, all the Bangladeshis were called bingos, and as we have discussed earlier, that bingo is basically a card game. And here, as you play tricks in the cards, so do these the West Pakistan, they also tricked East Pakistan uh, you know uh, into getting their own interests, and leaving whatever was in the interest of um, uh, this East Pakistan. Then you have the colonial mindset. A colonial mindset is revealed through the superiority, the constant superiority that Safir uh, Safir undergoes. He says that we. He himself declares that he's a bingo, Tajasur is a bingo, and he's a sissy. And there are other people who call Tajasur a sissy as well. So this colonial mindset has co- uh, has created the differences between East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Despite taking all the resources from East Pakistan, West Pakistan was the one that flourished. That was the one that was developed, and whereas East Pakistan was not developed, it was totally um, it was totally a deprived area. Like today, even we have many areas of Pakistan which do not seem, which are totally in contrast to the metropolitans, to Rawalpindi, to Islamabad, to Lahore, to Quetta, to Gujranwala, to Multan, to Karachi, to Peshawar. So that mindset continues still, and some areas continue to grow bigger, and the others continue to, they are deprived of the sometimes the basic necessities of life. Then a very important theme is that of autonomy and identity. So identity, for us, independence is very important because that makes us survive. However, we find that when in the story they talk about Pakistan, they are only confining themselves to the interests of West Pakistan, whereas the interests of the East Pakistan, or the concerns of the East Pakistan they remain unaddressed, and they nobody uh, thinks about them. Then you have the theme of identity as well. Identity, we find that both of them start off as when they were in. Both the characters Safir and Tajasar, when they were in PMA, both of them started off as Pakistanis, where we come to know that both of them are patriotic, and that is why they had joined the PMA. However, it is the Jasur who is brought to the condition, brought to the point where his identity is has to change, because now he is no more from Pakistan, he is from Bangladesh, and we find that he adjusts to that because he had understood the situation very clearly, whereas it was Safir who kept on negating that there is no exploitation of East Pakistan, and he even considers the act when Tajasur speaks up for his rights. He says that he totally disregards that. So independence for them is basically their, it's a reiteration of their identity. And for Safir, the identity is that he belongs to the Pakistan army, and he has to do whatever the Pakistan army says. But in the climax, when Tajasur leaves, we find that there is a transformation in him. He realizes where he belongs, and for him, if he had to exist independently, if he had to live independently, he had to leave Pakistan army, because he could not always be quiet. He had been brought to a point where he spoke, and now his words are not accepted by the Pakistan army, and who are being represented through the characters of the CO and the adjutant. Then we find social hypocrisy as well. How when we talk about numbers, we want people from East Pakistan to join the Pakistan army, but when they come to the rights, we totally exploit them. That shows our hypocrisy, through the character of Safir as well, where he says that he had been my roommate. He never accepts that. He does not say in the whole of the story that the Jasur was his friend. He says he was my roommate. Now that shows his hypocrisy, that even the Jasur saves his life. Even then, Safir is, totally um, blind to the fact that he is being helped by a Bangladeshi. Uh, Obviously, he was not a Pakistani anymore. The Jasur could have avenged him, but still, in his goodness, in his greatness, rather, I would say, he helps Safir. Then we come to know a very important thing, that is that religion is not a binding factor. Religion is not something that is going to the only common thing between East Pakistan and the West Pakistan was religion. We find that the geographically they were different. The stature of those people were different. That is, the people of West Pakistan, they are comparatively, you know uh, they have big statures, they are tall, they are heavily built, whereas the people of Bangladesh, they are petite, they have smaller statures, they have darker complexions than the people belonging to West Pakistan. Tragically, we come to know that religion is not a binding factor. You need to have tolerance, you need to have endurance to consider uh, yourselves as the same. Then this shows another important theme is red tapeism. Red tapeism is the influence of bureaucracy. And what is the influence of bureaucracy? The influence of the higher ups, basically. So you have to do whatever the Pakistan army tells you, or the state is supreme. So for Safir, state is supreme, but for the Jasur, there was no state. He belonged to Pakistan, but the way he has been exploited, the way he has been marginalized, the way he has been traumatized, rather, that shows that he was led to revolt because of that. And it is that red tapeism that that leads Tajasur to react to react in a negative way. Negative in the sense of exercising his authority. He went against the authority. Now, coming to the symbols, we find that PMA is basically symbolic. The Pakistan Military Academy is symbolic of the whole of Pakistan, which had uh, cadets from various parts of Pakistan, from both East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Safir is representative of West Pakistan. The Jasur is representative of East Pakistan, and we find that uh, as Safir and his other batchmates, they fooled Tajasur. The same happened with East Pakistan, which was fooled by West Pakistan. The Jasur, in the very start of the story, we are told that he had soft baby looks. That shows the innocence of the Jasur, and symbolically, it is the innocence of East Pakistan, who were helpless, who were hapless, who could not realize the constant ostracization they had been receiving from West Pakistan. Tajasus's large black eyes, they show his passion. He's emotional, yet he's loyal to his country. He's intuitive. He has depth of understanding. He can realize what the situation was moving towards. Whereas for Safir, it was a shock, despite being aware of the fact that. there were tensions in the eastern Pakistan. Safir had not accepted that this surrender is possible. Then we have a mention of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's 6 points, which means they are symbolic of the quest for independence for Bangladesh. And here, earlier, Bangladesh had to get freedom from British. Now they had to get independence from the people of their own type. The name of Safir is also symbolic. He's Safir is ambassador in Urdu. Safir means कहीं का जो भी नुमाइंदा या एलची. So he's representative of West Pakistan, and ironically, when Safir goes to East Pakistan to Bangladesh, he becomes a symbol of cruelty because he and his forces, they raped the women from East Pakistan. They killed their men. They caused a lot of bloodshed. Now, coming to the irony, the story is full of irony. We come to know the tensions between the two parts of the same country, that is very traumatizing, that is very ironic. How can one part of the country fight against the other part of the country? Then we have the Jasur, who is constantly grilled by the people of his own kind, by the people of Pakistan. So then we have this friend turned kill, uh, friend killed, or the mother of the friend is killed the by Safir. Now that is ironic that but Safir realizes that after witnessing the rape of her daughter, this woman would be a living dead. So he kills her out of, he says that I don't know, but I killed. However, whatever he did was out of mercy. Then situational irony is when the protector becomes the killer, that is the defenders of the boundaries of our borders. They become the killers. Pakistani West army from West Pakistan, they killed the people from their own people in East Pakistan, and that is very ironic that Pakistanis are turning against Pakistanis. Then we have this verbal irony in the use of words that are that the Jasur is called with. He is called bingo, traitor, sissy, clown. So these are symbolically the words that were used for the whole of East Pakistan. Though the East Pakistan was at the giving end, and the West Pakistan was at the receiving end. Now, some important notes are that Tariq Rahman's he has used a lot of words. What we called register, here you find this here in the other military devices as well. That register is that language that is used, or that is used by people of a certain profession, because Tariq Rahman's father himself had lived in PMA. So Tariq Rahman had access to first had experience of that language. This is considered to be one of the first stories, rather the first story about the conflict between East and West Pakistan, where man is fighting against man. So जो conflicts की different types होती हैं, here the conflict is man versus man, Pakistani versus Pakistani. The premise is inequity, if you do not deal anyone with justice, you are ultimately going to face revolt. You are going to be reacted against. So the we have already discussed register. Yes, there is an alliteration as well. Filled fat, foul orders of the fat, hate-filled fat men. So this alliteration is there. However, we find that this a repetition of fur is indicating the foulness of these of the whole thing. Foulness is the negativity. So yes, coming back to the title of the Okay, coming to the title of the story, we find that this picture shows, though I have created this myself in order to show my feelings, basically. It has, there are the cracks between Pakistan and Bangladesh that led to, symbolically, they are the two parts of the country breaking. However, remember that the cracks are because of another power, and here the power was India. So yes, the cracks were there because of the interference of the Indian forces. However, if you look at the background, it is red and purple. So the purple color shows, it is symbolic of the congealed blood, the traumas that Bangladesh had been facing for the past 24 years, whereas red blood is it is symbolic of the new traumas that Bangladesh witnessed. So we find that the whole story is a tragedy, and blood upon blood, trauma upon trauma, loss upon loss. We find that the whole story uh, 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 had to ultimately end like this. Though now it is a natural settlement that yes, if you belong to one geographical region and you are sincere with that, that is okay, that is fine. However, uh, uh, what instead of continuing with the same relations, with the constant marginalization, ostracization, it was better to be separated than to develop a constant an eternal, rather not constant, rather eternal hatred for each other. So yes, that settlement ultimately had to happen, but at the cost of life, of at the cost of wealth, at the cost of honor. And this is ultimately the what we get out of the struggles for independence. uh, at the end, you are left with hatred, you are left with negativity, but that negativity or hatred is much better than the constant traumas you are going to incur upon a minority, or upon a people who are different from you. So this brings us to the end of the analysis. See you in class.